Warning: the following video contains strong language, which may be offensive to some viewers and/or inappropriate for children. The content within this video is intended for mature audiences only. Thank you for your attention. And a jolly good Saturday to everybody. Welcome to another stream. Yesterday was Valentine's Day, so time was spent with my loved one. Anyway, let's talk about a couple of things, shall we? So get your brews ready, get your coffees ready. Okay, yeah, it's going to be a long one. It's going to be a long one. Well, it's not going to be a long one, so to speak. It's just going to be one that's going to be very interesting. So, yeah. Oh, where shall we start? Where shall we start? Where shall we start? Well, let's talk about the elephant in the room, shall we? Yeah. It looks like Hi, Mama Joe. Good morning. Right, first things first. Right, what could possibly go wrong? So this morning it's a coffee and breaking news or news update. So let's get cracking, shall we? Well, let's have a little bit of a coffee time. So let's do like wake up and everything, and let's just hope everyone is doing fine because by the sounds of it and by the looks of it, there's a lot of how can I put this? It looks like someone has actually taken a page out of my book and started doing some research, which is a good thing. Because the thing is, that means that someone is actually starting to do what they're supposed to. Good morning, Ammo. Go, hi. How you doing, sweetheart? And the reason I'm saying this is because if you think about it, okay, when I first got involved with the Otter Creek saga, with the with the lionette and everything else, one thing that comes to mind is the fact that no matter what these people do, they seem to always leave a nice large lump of poo. Now, let's a little bit. I'm gonna have some coffee first. Screw it. Oh God, this is funny. I mean, if you think about it, like with all this hate and disregard of people's emotional mental health and everything else, I mean, I'm starting to really think that Deuce Boy or Dougal Boy, that's what I Dougals, yeah, Dougal, that's what I call him, Dougal Boy. Yeah, the fact that what he's doing right now, I've seen all the court documents, and I don't know if he has a drinking issue or a rug issue or personal issues, or I don't know, but I've never. This is not normal behavior. This is not normal behavior from anybody. I mean, I've seen a lot of people with hate. I've seen a lot of people with, toxicity and everything else. Oh God, that coffee's nice. Right, and I've seen a lot of that lately. But the fact that you've got an apparent professional lawyer who does family law and employment law, okay, I don't get it. I really don't get it. And then you get Scott Stark, who is playing the victim. Oh, I'm ill, blah, 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 but he can go to the gym, and then it says it's physiotherapy. Yeah, okay. If you've got physiotherapy, fine, you've got physiotherapy. Doesn't mean that, if you are not able or capable, here's the thing. If you are not able or capable of doing your job, why did you accept the case in the first place if you knew that you were going to have health issues? So that's question one. Question two is, why is it that out of all this whole situation, okay, all we hear is from Deuce Boy, but not from Scott Stark. Now, Scott Stark allowed Dougal Boy, okay, to write document. Well, I mean, if we want to put it in layman's terms, basically Bruce was writing all the documents, all the legal documents, and just putting Scott Stark's name on it. Simple as that. There's no ifs or buts about it. I don't think. I mean, the thing is, by the depot and the way the depot sounded, it sounded like Scott Stark wasn't even prepared for that, let alone anything else. So if it does, I mean, is it this week or next week? But when it comes to the court case, I doubt very much Scott Stark is going to walk in there and walk out as a winner. He is definitely going to walk out as a loser. I mean, everything that we've seen so far, it just points towards absolute failure. The fact that all these documents have like suddenly appeared, all the, it's. I mean, it's like, for example, if we take the letter that Deuce Boy sent to Mr. Worms. I mean, why would you scratch out all your information where you actually, identify yourself as the former Otter Creek town attorney? And I'm going to read it. I'm going to read this out to you. It said, to Bruce Matskin Esquire, Bruce, this is in response to your request for some local help with aspects of the litigation referenced above. I understand that it is a lot to handle on your own, given this distances involved. Oh, poor baby. I have virtually no familiarity with with the situation that is in the subject of the litigations, but as a former town attorney for Otter Creek, I have a sympathetic view of what you're dealing with. I am retired from litigation these days, and I do not practice in the federal courts. I could try a line up local assistance for you and would be glad to, but I don't think that any of the attorneys I approached or referred would be comfortable with the logistics now involved. Given the case is being heard a great distance from where all the action appears to have taken place, there seems to be an anomalous disconnect between the area of interest and the site where the contested issues are being adjudicated. And this does not, excuse me, I got a cough. Where was I? And this does not bode well for enlisting the support you seek. I wish I could be more helpful, but as it stands, there's little I can do. Well, I mean, considering that since I've been following this, I mean, I really started following it around the water meter. But my personal insight is that Mr. Worms here, the former attorney for Otter Creek, that never turned up and hardly was on the phone and just made an easy buck by just coming out of crap. Basically, he wormed himself out of this one, hence his name Worm. Not bad at all. Now, obviously, I can't see. Hang a minute. Let me sort this out so I can see chat. 1 second, please. I mean, you really can't make this up. You really can't make this up. I mean, I have definitely come to the conclusion that it is in the water. That some people over there, I think you need to start. I think you definitely need to start checking the water, because this stuff, it's absolutely. Now, let's go to the right. Now, the motion that Deuce Boy has put in, I mean, I don't know a lot about court documents, but either he is delusional or he's had some sort of midlife breakdown or he's had some sort of psychological breakdown. Because, like, what he has actually done here, this document where he's going on about memorandum to support the RRC motion for reconsideration. I mean, you can tell he's copying and pasting because when you go on to page 2, halfway down, the footnote that has been in there, the defendant's Lynette Preston on move pursuant 28, that's copy and pasted. You can tell. You can tell by the writing. I just, you know, and I think this is all about trying to get it to Gainesville. And he's already been told that, it's already in Gainesville. And there you go, simple as. But the fact that when he actually wrote this document out, he actually got it wrong, crossed out the date, and then put yesterday's one in. You just can't make this crap up. You just can't. Then we have to now look at not just Scott Stark, but we also have to look at this wannabe, trial by combat absolute clown. Yeah, Keister, hi, yeah. This Richard, aka Mr. Magoo Luthman, right, convicted felon. And also, there's also allegedly a rumor that he held someone captive by Pew Pew. I still need to do some research on that, but obviously there's someone actually, typing it out. So they're well written. So obviously, but the thing is, what they're doing, they're holding a carrot in front of you and then just look, trying to get views, but trying to get. Yeah, so whoever the anonymous poster is who's writing these essays, here's a bit of advice. You need to put more information in there. You need to put more evidence in your research. Because when you put more evidence and you put more evidence and research in there, it doesn't matter when, who, what, it really doesn't matter. The perfect example when I mentioned how long Bruce was married for, it doesn't matter. It was just a comment. It's just a passing comment. So if you're going to do some research, make sure that you get times, dates, everything. Now, we all know that. I mean, I already covered most of this early on when I first got involved when I first involved myself in this and started doing research on some people. And I have done some research on other people as well, and you'll be very surprised how dirty their hands are. So some people on both sides need to be very careful how they conduct themselves, because like the moment I see you making comments that aren't true, I'm going to make absolutely sure that people know what type of person you are, because at the end of the day, facts, truth, and evidence speak way louder than words. Now, looking at the dockets and the documents and everything else, and it's going to be a very short court hearing when it comes to. Good morning, Esserman. It's going to be an extremely short court hearing when it comes to the trespass, or when it comes to the thumbnail. And the reason I say that is because the problem is there is a definite, and that's just by the behavior of Bruce Matskin and Scott Stark, that there is a disconnect between communication with these two. And the fact that Bruce is trying to keep the clout and everything for himself, and that's obvious when you listen to how he talks or what he posts. And lately, we know that people are posting saying that, oh, look at them, the Warriors, and how good they've done, they've got everyone. No, you haven't. That is false bravado. That is a false sense of security you're giving yourself. What you're doing, you're rubbing your own ego to make yourself feel better. It's just like when you got a bully who will put someone down to make himself feel better. Okay, it's just self-indulgent. You're just self-indulgent on dealing with your own insecurities, and the biggest issue is you don't realize you're doing it. That's point one. Point two, I need to blow my nose. 1 second. Now, point two, no, actual fact, yeah, point two. The biggest disconnect I do see, right, the way I see it, regardless. I mean, the thing is, you have to understand. I'm not an American. I don't live in America, so I'm not governed by the laws over there. I'm not governed by the way of life over there. What I am is an observer, and from the friends I served in Afghan and Iraq with, and the friends I served and I know, okay, and who are, some of them work for the government, some work for the police departments, some, I've got friends who have progressed in their work, like, in their employment, into different genres of employment. Now, one of them who I communicate with a lot, he has even said that for someone who doesn't come from the United States, and for someone, how quick I can adapt and understand what's going on over there. And I was like, yeah, hi, Vicky, good morning. And SMN again, good morning. Now, here's one thing I will say, right? You can't blame all Americans just because a handful of people, right? And because I call you guys Americanese, that's the way that's my band, that's my humor. So get used to it. If you don't like it, you know what you can do. Now, the difference between when Bruce was a few months ago until he started getting put pressure on him, the moment the pressure started getting put on him, you could see the cracks. And the cracks have got bigger and bigger and bigger. Then he starts involving Michael Thorpe and Richard Luthman. Michael Thorpe is, if he's an investigative journalist, then I am an astronaut. That guy is as toxic and as venomous as they come. The guy is, and the rumors, from what I've been hearing, and I did see it on Facebook, so I did my own research, and I can confirm the information that was put on Facebook in regards of his criminal past is true. He was alleged and charged allegedly for SA, and that is true. Now, there's probably much more. I mean, if people decided to do some criminal backgrounds, on them, they may find way much more information on them. Oh, I'm going to take another mouthful of coffee. I hope you guys have got your brews with you. It's a coffee. It's a coffee half an hour. Now, the fact that all this seems to start coming to the surface, I called this a long time ago that things are going to start falling apart. I called it a long time ago that Bruce is not going to start playing dirty. And this is not going to go the way he wanted to. And I've called it. And I knew it was going to happen because you can tell it by his character, which he doesn't have one, by the way. If Bruce Matskin had a character, then yeah, this whole thing would be going a different way. The fact that he's actually gone against the judge's instructions, he's gone against the court's instructions, and he's basically trying to hide. He's trying to avoid disclosure and transparency of. So basically, Randy Sockett, of course, decided to go, okay, then take hold of this stick of dynamite. The fuse is about 2 seconds, and here's a lighter. Now you're responsible for your own actions. And I don't think Bruce understands or wants to understand or wants to accept the fact that right now he's in legal limbo. Because disclosure means that both sides have to disclose what they've got. They have to hand over anything that's been requested, like documents, paperwork. Yeah, simple as, right? Because sometimes if you turn up in court, from what I understand, if you turn up in court and then you want to submit evidence into the system, if you haven't got it on your disclosure or it's called, sometimes it won't be accepted because it's like, you can't drop that on me. It just proves how this is going to go. And here comes the other theory. What he's trying to do, he's trying to make this such a messy court case and such a mess that it'll get kicked out of court. It'll go to a different system or a different courthouse or whatever. That's what he's trying to do. He is definitely dragging this out. I mean, most of all this, most of everything that's been happening over the last few months or so, right, could have been dealt with quite a while back. Like, you think that I'm trying to find reasons to say things here, but I'm not, because there's quite a bit to say here today. At the end of the day, right, you have, right, the fact that he meant, right, okay, try to think outside the box on this one. Right, the moment we all saw in an email about doing a what the hell's hi, good morning, Lisa. Hi, sweetheart. I'm Ken. How you doing? All right. The fact that when he made that comment himself, he typed that in about making a what the hell's ecosystem. All right, that should have been a warning sign. That should have been a red flag for everybody. All right, because it was already in progress. It was already being built. Right, because this Richard Luthman didn't just come from nowhere. He wasn't just like that. Right, he didn't come from nowhere. That's already been, and this Michael Fulp as well. There's already been in the pipeline, and the reason I know that is because the first time that a douche boy ended up on his stream talking about his disciplinary in a Connecticut bar. Right, we already know that they already had something done, and the thing is, Bruce probably turned around to him and said, "Look, get involved in this, right? You'll get publicity because, like, the thing is, people will talk about it." But what he doesn't realize is that every single bit of PR he's had so far hasn't been positive. It's all been good. It's all been negative. I can remember when Bruce had tried to be sarcastic, tried to be funny with me, but he failed abysmally on that one, where he said, "Oh yeah, all you're doing is giving me PR," and my response was, "Yeah, but the only PR you're getting is the negative. You're making yourself look like a spoiled 5-year-old who didn't get the sweets that he wanted when he was in the shop." And then he starts bringing in the other people, and the fact that him and the Crampons, right, Lisa Lee and Tori Jones, the fact that them guys got on into bed with each other, theoretically, not physically, right, and then started jumping together. One should have already seen what was going on. Then you've got Mr. Jabba the Hoot, David Michael T. Okay, right. Where's he? He's gone very quiet, hasn't he? Hey, and you know why he's gone very? He'll mention here and there. He'll talk, but do you know why he's gone quiet? I'll tell you why he's gone quiet, because he's realised how much of a poo storm he's in, how much of a hole he's in, and the fact that he knows that once all this is done, it's not over for them. Far, that's a long shot. There's still going to be legal repercussions coming towards our friend Jabba the Hoot and probably Biscuit Boy. The fact that there's so much evidence out there and people still disbelieve what's going on. The fact that, like, everything that people are seeing, right? And you still got these absolute space cadets who say, no, that didn't happen. But as soon as Jeremy or anyone else who happens to know Jeremy, who happen to know Jeremy, drive down that road, they're suddenly becoming stalkers and harassers. So what does that mean with everyone else? Everyone who uses that road. Why is that one rule for one and a different rule for everyone else? And everyone supports it. Everyone enables it. So you're enabling someone who may or may not have psychological issues. And from the behavior and everything else that's been going on over the last 2 years, I do believe that, someone needs to see professional help to figure out what's going on. The fact that, why would John Cook walk into a store empty-handed and then walk back out and then cause a problem? Why? I mean, here's the thing. If I walked into a store and I wanted to confront someone, okay, I would walk into the store and say, hey, I want a word with you. Can we step outside, please? Good morning, Moosey lady. All right. Can we step outside, please? Or if I wanted to the store and I wanted to get something, I would go into the store and I would go and get something and then I'd walk out. Now, if I knew that that individual who was standing in the store was associated or was friends or knew the individual that I'm going to court with, I would not interact with that person, because the moment I do is the moment that it basically comes under section 914-22, 914-23. Okay, it's harassment and all that good stuff of a witness. Now, the fact that the amount of attention they're getting from people who, you got one side is manipulating the viewers. Then you got the viewers who are enabling the behavior by supporting it. Right? It's just a train wreck to happen. Hi, good morning, Wendy. Right? And the fact that you've got this whole group of people attacking one individual. Now, in this group of people, you've got character assassinators, i.e. like the crampons, that all they have done before they realize, oh, right, let's jump on board of that one. We can use that to grift, and at the same time, have an excuse to have a go at George and Jeremy. Right? Who says that she worked in the music industry? No, you didn't. No, you didn't. Because if you worked in the music industry and you say that you worked in the music industry for that long, right, you wouldn't even be wasting your time. Good morning, Squid. You wouldn't even be wasting your time discussing or even addressing all this. You wouldn't even involve yourself with low-class individuals like you are now. Because the thing is, you'd have clout, you'd have money, and you wouldn't even be anywhere. You especially wouldn't be living in one of the biggest what do you call it? What color? Like, well, whatever loafer you've got, right? It's like throw the keys in the pot, and whoever's key you pick, that's the person you're spending time with, right? And the fact that all this is going on, and people are still coming up with stuff that even I am amazed that there's a level of IQ that exists. That I did some research last night after I had a fantastic Valentine's Day with my wife, and I said, what is the lowest IQ? A chimpanzee has the IQ or has the capability and knowledge of an infant child. Right? A gorilla has one of a small 5-year-old, 5-6 years old. Okay, and that's it. They won't be able to learn anything more or less. Okay, so my thoughts is that I've come to the conclusion that a monkey and a gorilla are more intelligent than half the people on the crampons and the boosters and the anti what the hell's ecosystem. That you can walk into a zoo and you can have some sort of type of interaction with a chimpanzee or a monkey or a gorilla and make more sense with that conversation than you can with these lot. And the fact that you've got people like Malame Hughes or Joy Joyner or all these other people, right, who attack you, and then the moment you defend yourself, you are the bad guy. You are the one in the wrong. And then they go onto Facebook and start making threats. And people are going, why is that Facebook group still up? Well, here's the thing. If that Facebook group is still up and then it suddenly disappears, what do you think is going to happen next? What do you think will happen next? Irregardless if it disappears or not, another one will come out of the woodwork. And then you've got bigger problems because whoever then sets up the next one will have full control. So posting anonymously will be out of the window. In actual fact, they can set it in such a way that you won't basically be able to post anonymously. So they can then they have full power. Is that what you want? Because right now, that Facebook group is probably the only place you can spill your ear and get away with it. Well, not all the time. You do have people who report stuff and and this is what you guys want. The only thing I'm interested in are the 2 court cases and the federal court case. And I don't care. I don't really care what people think of me. What I do care about is the safety of a 5-year-old child, right? That's everyone seems to forget. Everyone has seemed to drop the fact that there is a child in the middle of this. The fact that, everyone starts going, oh, well, yeah, this, that, but no one actually thinks about the child, about the condition of the psychological condition of this child. This child is 5 years old. By the time this child is, say, 8, 9, 10 years old, right, she will have an understanding between right and wrong. Well, hopefully she'll understand the difference between right and wrong. Okay, hopefully. But she's going to be surrounded by that type of negativity. And again, why isn't the federal police, or why isn't the U.S. Marshal, the U.S. Marshal, or someone high up in the government, i.e., police? I mean, I'm talking about legal law enforcement, right? Why aren't they involved? Why are they not doing their job? The fact is, I've seen so many. I've been doing the research. I've seen so many videos where the police and the CPS turn up on doorsteps just because the neighbor called. I'll give you an example. There was a video I watched yesterday afternoon, and the police turned up with animal. I don't know what they call it in America. RSPCA, we call them over here. Oh God, yeah. See, he doesn't want them. The child animal protection people. They turned up at this person's doorstep. The reason being is because obviously it's been like, you've had your snow, you've had your winter over there, and the dog is a freaking husky. Huskies thrive in snow and cold. All right, and here's the thing. When the old Bill turned up, when the Rosses turned up on that doorstep, all right, and they realized what was going on, they just laughed and left. But next door neighbors, I mean, how many Karens and Kens do you have over there? I mean, seriously. I think that there should be martial law declared, and everyone, right, has to go to see a therapist or psychologist to find out if they are mentally stable to be left alone next to a phone. And I'm not mocking people with mental health. What I'm saying is that people are behaving in such a way that it's very, very scary. It's very dangerous. People are literally having meltdowns in airports and shopping centers and car parks. I watched a video where someone was having a meltdown in traffic, literally sitting in the car, refusing to move, and was having a meltdown. And it took 3 or 4 people to actually get the door open and say, hey, what's wrong? And she just burst into tears and said, oh, I'm just having a bad day. Good morning, hose picker. Interesting. And then you have to watch and read what these people put out. The spitefulness, the hateful, the hate, everything. And here's the thing. Like, I'm glad that I don't have to do as much research as I do, because now I can sit back and watch this, and it's fun. It's entertaining, to say the least. And the fact that you've got in brackets, a apparently professional lawyer of 20 plus years, right, making himself look like an absolute amateur. No wonder he got fired from the company in 2001 or 2003. Sorry. I mean, and even that I've mentioned the fact that he got fired. But here's the thing: you do any research on him, you won't see that in his work history. You won't see that he worked for that company. But it's out there. And win or lose, it doesn't matter. He got fired for his conduct and behavior. So if he got fired in 2003, this is over 20 years ago, right? When he first started in law, just imagine what it was like with all the cases he's had since. If we contacted the last 200 clients he's had and asked them what it was like, how many of those 200 clients do you think will turn around and go, actual fact, it was very professional and he did his job? Or actual fact, he was an absolutely imbecile, didn't know what he was doing, and he made me look like a complete clown. And he was rude, disrespectful, and, I mean, the fact is, we know that he doesn't like women in power, that's for sure. He can't stand Megan Fox. He doesn't like Sharon. He tried to manipulate her, didn't work. Right? He talks to the paralegal at the law firms with discontent. I mean, what else does you guys need? What else do you need to know the difference between good and bad? I mean, technically, people shouldn't even be posting on that Facebook anymore, unless it's court documents, motions, and we know what the motions are going to be. He's going to copy and paste all these motions. He's going to put loads of gibberish in there. I mean, I read through the documents the other day twice. I read through them twice, and I was like, "What the hell?" And then I read Randy Sockett's document. I was able to understand his document way better than I could Deuce's. So that should tell you something. And apparently, I don't know what I'm talking about. So, and every time Randy Sockett has sent a document, it's been professional, it's been well written, and it's to the point, and it's factual. And it doesn't sound like someone's whining or whinging or complaining. But when you look at Deuce Boys, I wouldn't be surprised if he's talking to the crampons and they're typing it out for him, because they're trying to make out that they now suddenly are in the know-how about everything that's going on. And they've been doing that. Well, I mean, at the beginning, they were as thick as two short planks. But now, suddenly, they are, the specialists in law. And here's the thing. They used to go on and on and on and on and on about, U.S. Code 18, whatever, stalking and harassment. So what do? What have they been doing? What about what Bruce has been doing? What about all these other people who are part of that group? What have they been doing to people, to people who are actually part of the court cases? They've been harassing them. They have been contacting them third party. And then you still got these little sheeplies, these little sheep who are following like good little sheep. You could not make this up even if you tried. And then you wonder why people like myself, I'm just sitting back watching. I am actually enjoying it. I know it sounds a bit weird, for someone to find this entertaining, but I am finding it entertaining because I've never seen this level, one, of unprofessionalism, and the fact that things that I have brought up and I've called out months ago is now suddenly being rewritten and be re-mentioned and being put out there by other people who would like to stay anonymously. And it's like, well, hang on a minute. Yeah, Spawn to even mention this. Let's mention that as well. Good. I'm glad you are. I am glad that you are doing it, because the thing is, people need to be reminded of the truth, of the facts, of what who these people are. Because it doesn't matter how good or bad they are at their job. You need to know who they are, what their background's like, what stuff have they done, and then you look at what they're doing, and then what they're going to do. And I called it from day one, right? Months ago, September. I think it was somewhere in September last year, or even before that, right? I called it that Bruce was unprofessional, that he was breaking nearly every single ABA law, right? I rest my case. I called it. And does that make me all better than everyone else? Absolutely not. But here's the thing, what people need to take into consideration. I called it. I found the research, and I'm not even in America. I am not even in America, and I'm not an American. And I found that stuff. So if I can find it from someone who doesn't live in the United States, wonder what you think if someone over in the States started doing all this research, who have access to websites that we don't have access here over here in Europe. Because there's some websites I didn't have access to. It says, sorry, you have it's forbidden, it's prohibited for you to, you know what I mean? So, and no, it's not security or anything. It's basically, certain US things have been blocked over here. But that's beside the point. The fact of the matter is, there are too many people sitting there on that bandwagon going, nah, 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 nah. But what they don't realize is all you're doing is feeding the fire. All you're doing is feeding the fire. Instead of feeding the fire, what you should be doing is concentrating on the facts, on factual evidence. We know that Lynette and John Cook are as thick as two short planks, and even if you threw them in a river, they would float. All right. We know that they lie through their teeth on a daily basis. I wouldn't be surprised if they lied to each other. Right. We know that they've done this before. Well, she has. She's done this before. Right. And the fact that she's been married and then started seeing other men, right? Because the timings are not, it doesn't make any sense. It just doesn't make any sense. She's still using her former husband's surname and is dating John Cook. She is married to John Cook, but doesn't use his surname. Think about it. Have you seen any documentation with Lynette, Michelle, Alexi, Lacey, Cook? If you do, let me know. Because I've looked. And this is what makes me laugh, is because like people go, oh, we're a sperm trooper, you don't know what you're talking about. No, if I don't know what I'm talking about, why am I pointing out facts? Why am I pointing out the obvious? Why is it that I can see the obvious but people can't? And I've seen post after post after post after post who seem to either miss it, avoid it, or circumvent it. And then suddenly in the last couple of days, we've got an anonymous poster posting historical stuff on individuals. And good on you. Good on you. Yeah. I mean, and now people are more interested in the Dodge reports. Well, then again, I can't blame you, because that's actual factual stuff. That means a lot of people are going to be paying. A lot of people are going to be in trouble. Well, a lot of companies are going to be in trouble. But here's one thing you need to remember. Right? If you want the facts, instead of putting stupid posts anonymously on that Facebook group, do your research. Call Richard Luthman out. Call Bruce Matskin out. Call Scott Stark out. Call Lynette Preston out. But do it properly. Call them out. Like we know that Biscuit Boy and the Crampons and Super Dave, aka Jabba the Hoot, we know that they're in that Facebook group under anonymous posts, anonymous account. We know that other people on the other side, the Jeremy supporters, we know that they've got multiple accounts. We know that. And the fact that Richard Luthman actually came into my stream the other day, right, Chip Paint, but I doubt very much that was him. Because someone else has put that in a post. No, Chip Paint wasn't Richard Luthman. Because if Richard Luthman came into my stream, trust me, he would be challenging me to trial by combat. And I would accept. And then I'd go and get my water, and then I'd go and get my water pistol and fill it up with water. Go spray him off like you spray a naughty cat. When a dog or a cat's trying to pee in a corner, you just spray him with that little, you know. But that's the whole thing. This is the whole thing. Is that this whole situation has now become them and us, or us and them. It hasn't become about the court case. Everything about Lynette Preston, John Cook, and HG, right, seems to be secondary. The court case, well, I mean, even the court case seemed to be like secondary. It's all about Deuce Boy. It's all about the ecosystem, and it's all about the crampons and the swamp lizard. But no one is concentrating on the actual court cases. If you concentrate on the court cases, and you concentrate on the potential ability to get that small, beautiful little angel into a safer environment, a more hygienic and safer environment, that's the important. That's the goal. That's what people should be paying attention to. None of this bullshit. That, pardon my French. None of this that's going on in the Facebook group. It shouldn't be going on like that. Juliet, here's the thing, my dear. Every single electronic item, every single thing that has come from that side, if that is handed over to Randy Socket and he gives it to his illegal team, I can assure you it will bury them so deep they will need to start learning Australian or Chinese, one of the two, because that hole will be so deep they'll come out on the other side of this planet. Well, in fact, if you dig through, they wouldn't actually come out in Australia or China. It would be more New Guinea sort of area, Anyway, or somewhere there, down there. But there you go. Oh yes, it's definitely a personal fight for them. Yes, Wendy, I totally agree. This is not nothing. This has got nothing to do with legal standings anymore. This is a personal thing for the crampons and for Deuce Boy. for the crampons, aka the fleas, okay, aka the walruses. This has been, all right. This has been personal. I have been saying from the get go, ever since I've been discussing this. I have said, all right, it's either going to be personal or professional, right? Something she didn't get. Good morning, Chris. Good morning, right? Lisa didn't get something that she wanted, or she couldn't get something, or she had a thing for him. And the fact that she then, the fact that she, was not, I mean, here's the thing, right? When Robbie and Lisa suddenly started doing business together, they've been saying they've been doing it for years. Well, if they've been doing it for years, how come you have not seen her or him on either's platform? But only recently, the last couple of years. I mean, like, the thing is, I think it was about 4 years ago. It was 4 years ago. Or 4 or 5 years ago. Where Jeremy mentioned something about swamp lizard, where they visited him about wrestling alligators. And it was Jeremy who gave him the shout out, not the other way around. People need to go and do their research. Go and check. Go back and check everything. Go back years. Don't go back months. Go back years. Go and do your research, and you'll be very surprised of what you come across. You'll be very surprised what you come across. But anyway, right. We can still carry on discussing that topic, but the next topic. Oh yes. This is going to be a new one. This is going to be a good one. Yes. Can anyone remember the accident, the Washington D.C. air collision accident, about the CRJ and the Black Hawk? Well, the NTSB have now suddenly they've come out with update. They've come out with an update. You can actually go on YouTube and actually go and check it up. And according to the NTSB investigations, that these guys were doing, they were doing night flying with NVGs, night vision goggles. Now, night vision goggles for the pilots are usually the bi lenses, so there's two, not one. All right, and the thing is, when you look through them, and this is what you'll see. That's that there is the field of view. Okay, so basically you're always moving your head around, right? So everything with the red lines, okay, is what you don't see. However, it depends how far you've got them from your eyes, right? You can actually look to the left, right? But the thing is, obviously, your eyes adapt to the light, right? It takes about 35 to 45 minutes for your eyes to adapt to night, darkness. Okay, so that's why sometimes it's always best to keep one eye closed. If you're a right-hander and you shoot or you fire your weapon with your right hand, it's always good to keep your right eye closed while it's getting dark, so your eye can then adapt quicker. All right. Now, when you're wearing NVGs, night vision goggles, there's the various different types where you've got two lenses on the inside and you just got one binocular, and then you've got two binoculars, and then you've got four, which is like, panoramic view. However, this here is just to give you an idea of what the pilot sees. That there. Okay. Now, one thing I don't understand is the fact that if you got 3 crewmen on there, right? So you'd have your chief on there, and then you'd have co-pilot and pilot. And if it was a check flight, which apparently it was a check flight, the thing is that what caught me are two things: the MVG flight, okay. From speaking from experience, driving a vehicle at night in an operational theater, all right, trust me, the depth perception is out the window. You'll see shadows on the ground, thinking that it's a hole. It's not. It's just a small ditch, a little pothole in the ground, right? I can assure you that it looks weird, right? Because it's green and black, or you can get white phosphorus, or you can get green. White phosphorus is a bit brighter. Green is, I mean, I need to find this. Let me find you a different. Let me find you a view of what it looks like when you're looking through. Okay, so let me see. Let me give you an idea what it's like. This is what it looks like when you're looking through an MVG with just a single monocular. And the thing is, you can set this. You can set this for close and distance. So, 1 second. Let me just give you an idea. Right, this is what it looks like when you're looking through an MVG. Well, it sort of looks like. Okay. Now, if you have a look at the lights, Yeah, it makes no sense to me. Why would they fly near an airport when they're doing it? Yeah, but Squid, let me just finish this one. I mean, um, this here, right? As you can see, this is on an aircraft carrier or a landing craft. Squid probably might know the name of this, but it's like it carries the vehicles, it carries the troops, and it's not an aircraft carrier, but it's sort of like similar to an aircraft carrier, but it's smaller, right? So it's more for helicopters and stuff like that. Now, if you look, right, if you look to the left here, okay, if you look onto the left here, these guys have got high vis on, all right. Through the MVGs, the high vis is not shining as it is as the lights. Okay, you see the flight. These are called the navigation lights or the IR lights. So some aircraft have IR lights on them, all right. But if you look, these brightness here, all these are lights. All right. If you have a look in there, lights. If you have a look here, I think this is the bridge, or is that the bridge? One, I don't know what one's the bridge, the top one or the bottom one. Not sure. I'm not Navy. It's an amphibious bit, yeah. Right now, if you have a look up here, okay, you can see a guy standing there, right, and behind him, I think they're dark. I think they're darked out, so it's red light. So that there is what you see through an MVG. Now, just imagine you're flying a helicopter. All right, that just gives you an idea. Excuse me. Now, a lot of people say, "Oh, you can't do this, you can't do that, you can't say that's NVG, you can't say this is NVG." Right? Well, let me give you another picture. Right, that was taken. Oh, where is it? No, let me get a different one. Let me get one from the Air Force. Where's the Air Force? Actual fact, let me get one from inside an aircraft. There you go. This one will do. That one will do. Just like that. Right, give you an idea what we're talking about. All right. So let me get rid of this one. All right. So what we're going to do, this here, all right, is basically what it looks like when you're flying and how far they're away from your eyes. Yeah, so that everything you see there is red, maybe night lights. Excuse me. Right. Uh, right. Now that you can see it, so I know there's a bit of lag behind, like there's a bit of latency, so I'm trying to keep up. Right. As you can see here, you're looking at about an inch eye relief. Okay. You've got two binoculars, so therefore, right, you'll see that as one circle. Okay, what you just seen from that amphibious ship. That's what you'll see. Now, as you can see here, he can look past those, and he can look to the left and right. But that means straining. At the same time, this guy would have to keep on moving his head around. Okay. Now the thing is, I'm putting it down to that with everything that was going on, that they probably mistook the plane that was taken off as the plane that they were being told, right? And I don't know. I'm not going to speculate, but the NTSB are still investigating. But from what they said, it was a check ride. Okay, so basically, whoever that was flying was doing a pilot check ride. Right, that means they're being It's like in the British Armed Forces. If you haven't driven a vehicle for a while and it's not on your FMT 600, if you haven't driven a vehicle for a while, you have to be assessed. So you have to be familiarized on that vehicle, right? Regardless if it doesn't matter. So that means you go around the vehicle, you spend 45 minutes driving the vehicle. You'll then, because if you've already been trained on it off-roading, 99% of the time they'll say, "Oh, Next time we go off road, we'll put a DDI in with you, or we'll put an assessor in with you, and then you just drive, right? And the assessor will then confirm or say no, he has to do the cross country training again, right? So familiarization you can get on vehicles, in anything, because you will always have skill fade, and especially when it comes to pilots, they need to do these training tests or these familiarization quite a lot. So I just want to give you guys an idea, all right, of what these guys were wearing whilst they were flying that aircraft. Yeah. Okay. So just remember, before judgment, all right, this is what they were wearing, and this is what it would probably look like that night. All right. The fact that they were flying near an airfield, the fact that they were, at a certain height. But the thing is, what I can't understand was the comment when she said that the plane pitched up at 9 degrees. Now, was that because they saw the helicopter? That was obviously, it had its navigation lights on, and it was transponding. So therefore, the TCAS did kick in. It did kick in. So the question is now, okay, is this: who made the mistake? Who got what wrong? Because the thing is, at the moment, like, I'm a bit confused of what they're saying. Is it the CRJ's pilot's fault? Is it the Black Hawk's fault? Is it both fault? Is it technology? Is it the ATC, or what's going on? Because at the time, right, there's a lot of factors to take into consideration. So until then, I am keeping an eye on it. I am keeping an eye on it, and so we'll see in the long run. And at some point, I probably might get someone else on the platform who's actually experienced NVGs, and to talk to you. Because to be perfectly honest with you, the only time I wore NVGs was a monocular when I was on the ground, or when I was driving, I was wearing one. But the thing is, when you're driving a vehicle with a monocular, I can assure you, the depth perception goes out the window, right? And your field of view, forget it. That's why everyone in that aircraft or vehicle is responsible to make sure, okay, move over left slightly, all right, keep it straight. Yeah, there's a ditch to the left, all right, And sometimes, right, they even use a red light, right? You just hit that red beam light. It's like a red light. It's an IR light, sorry, and you can't see it with your naked eye. But I'll tell you one thing, it lights up the whole neighborhood, right? You hit that IR light, it'll just go boof, or infrared, it go boof. It just lights up the whole area. They did see the CRJ, but what one squid? Because there was two. There was one taking off and one coming in. That's the problem. Because the other plane that was taken off was also a CRJ. But the fact that the plane pulled up the nose within a couple of seconds of impact and pulled the nose up to 9 degrees. So that means they were not paying attention as well, or they were looking for the traffic. Now, obviously, coming in at night, you got all the lights around, nav lights. Who knows? I'm not going to speculate. I'm going to wait until NTSB have done and they've got their final report. That's when I'm going to come back on this one. So there you go. There you go. And there's a lot of lives lost on that night. So I'm not going to glorify this one bit. Like I said, I'm not going to speculate or comment until NTSB have forgotten to sorted this one out. Yeah, it must have been the one taken off, because the thing is, like, when what gets me is the fact that, like, it's very easy to see an aircraft. Okay, CRJ, blah, 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 yeah, no problem. But because they had the NVG, if they were wearing NVGs, which has been confirmed, they were wearing NVGs. If they were wearing NVGs and he looked over and saw that plane, then he went, "Oh, yep, yep." Right. Okay. Well, yeah. Again, you see what I mean? It's a bit confusing. So I'm just going to wait until the end, Squid. I mean, if he saw the traffic to his left, okay, why didn't he do that? Why didn't they deviate? Why was it until the split second or a couple of seconds prior to it, right? The plane then pulled the nose up at 9 degrees. I believe that the Halo saw a 3130, which I believe was an Ember 170 as much larger aircraft. Alpha 3130 was the plane behind the CRJ in the landing pad. So there's a possibility they thought that they thought that Alpha 3130 was could have been the CRJ. But then again, I mean, like they got NVGs on, they should have. Yeah, you see, I'm like I said, I'm not going to speculate. I'm not going to. I'm not going to. What you call it? I'm not going to guess or speculate. I'd rather wait until the whole report's been done, and then basically go from there. Really, because um, this is when, like a lot of people in regards of the Philadelphia incident, people are now, there's shitloads of conspiracies. People are guessing and making crap up, and it's wrong. You know, people have lost their lives in both incidents, and they should respect the space given so investigations can be done correctly and properly. I don't think they saw the CRJ. From looking at the video and hearing what the NTSB has said, I don't think they saw the CRJ until they saw until they saw the whites of the eyes. I mean, I'm not saying it's confusing. I'm just saying, right? Until the NTSB, regardless of what our speculations or what our thoughts are, until the NTSB have dealt and finished the investigation, because right now, no, I'm not going to say what I think because it'll be wrong. It'll be wrong. I'll say it privately, but I'm not going to say it publicly. Because the thing is, oh, wait a minute, wrong picture. There you go. Because I think is like, if I mean, as well as I do, Squid, when you do any any refamiliarization or any training on vehicles or anything else, you always do it in a safe environment in or around a training exercise area, so you don't involve any other, like you don't involve the civilian populace. So if something does happen, it's all contained within military jurisdiction or DOD or MOD jurisdiction. So therefore, you know, and obviously, if there is an air incident, then obviously the civilian investigative body comes into it. But the fact that they were flying that route, maybe this is speculation. Maybe they went, right, we need to fly from here to here because we're finishing shift, or we'll go off duty. Let's fly back to camp, or let's do this. And someone said, "Oh, I need a refam on the aircraft or recert," and that's what they did. And they flew down the normal route where the aircraft usually fly down. And unfortunately, that night there was a breakdown in not just communication, but doing your visual. Because the rule is you fly that aircraft. That's the first thing you do is fly the aircraft. Um, I don't know if you've worn NVGs, but from experience, your perception and depth perception, everything just goes out the window. That means you have to pay more attention to what's of your surroundings. Um, and like, yeah, I'm going to watch that video again because I'm sure that there was only one aircraft because I couldn't see a second aircraft in pattern. So, but then again, ooh, dogs. Um, but again, I'm not going to speculate if that makes any sense. If that makes sense. But I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying, and I understand what you're saying. But at the same time, I don't think we should speculate until the NTSB are finished, because there's two investigations. Don't forget, the military are going to investigate, and so the civvy is going to investigate. So it's only fair to see what happens. And while we're here, oh wait a minute, I just received a message. I have received a message. Not a problem. Not a problem. To the person who messaged me. Not a problem. Let me check something. I want to check. I want to check something. The Philly. Let me have a look. Yeah, there. Oh wow. Wait, what? That plane that unfortunately crashed in Philadelphia did not have a data recorder? And the NTSB are classifying the crash as an accident. Wow. Do you know one thing I do want to know is how that old guy in that cafe who got hit in the head by debris, how he's doing? I wonder how he's doing, because he got whacked in the head by something, and he went down like a sack of spuds. He did, poor sod. But yeah, well, apparently the plane in Philadelphia didn't have a data recorder. That's new. I've never known an aircraft of any shape or size not to have a data recorder in it. That's different. That's very new. That's new. But there you go. That's the news. That's a little bit of update. We've already discussed. Hey, Squid, let me ask you a question. What is your overall opinion about these motions that Deuce Bucket's putting in? What is your overall opinion of that? Oh, let me go back. Nope. Yeah. Okay. Let's go. Yes. Yeah. What is your overall opinion about the motions that he is copying and pasting in? Do you think that he's actually asking his paralegals, the crampons, to write all this for him, or do you think that he's actually doing this for himself? Or do you think that he's that delusional that he's just copying and pasting and thinking that he can pull wool over the judge's face? Eyes. Sorry. Hi, Sienna. Welcome to the stream, hun. He won't take no for an answer. Well, we've already figured that one out months ago. I mean, the fact that he doesn't have. I mean, his IQ is definitely just his shoe size. That's for sure. But do you think? Here's my question: do you think that with the continuous behavior that he is showing, that he will still have a license after everything is done? And do you think that he's going to end up with a lawsuit? Captain Delulu. I wouldn't even give him that rank. I mean, let's be honest. He is not the sharpest pencil in the pencil box, is he? I mean, like here's a post that was written that's on the hate group. The Jerry Lights collapses under the pressure of a full court press buckling like the weaklings they are. I don't think so. And the best part, I'm not even Bruce. Oh yeah, yet he lives rent free in their fragile, feeble, feeble minds every moment of the Lord's day. As for that so-called jury member, your tired, recycled gifts are as worthless as your arguments. The only thing small here, dear girl, is your mind. You will never touch me. Now, who do you think writes like that? Yeah, I've seen some of it. I did watch one of your streams with I can't remember what case it was. But who do you think can write like that and be anonymous? Yeah. Huh. Yeah. And also, I heard that there was a split up between Lisa and Tori. They had some sort of argument. Is that true? Is this true? Is this rumor correct, or am I just hearing things? Not that I care, but it'd be nice to have a little bit of entertainment on a Saturday afternoon. And I hope. Oh, by the way, ladies, I hope that you all had a fantastic Valentine's Day yesterday. Coffee, yes. But yeah, I can give you some updates. By the way, my pretty is feeling a little bit better. She's already looking into some very interesting based on true events. So look forward to that. That's one thing you're gonna have fun with. And how stupid can you get? Right. Okay, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Memorandum motion to summary judgment as to counterclaim by Preston by wait what by Preston by who's counterclaiming? Is it now Preston or is it Mr. Hales? That's so confusing. Motion for summary judgment as the right. Let's just read it. Oh, this is the one where he wrote a memoir and copied and pasted yet again. 6 page. Oh, Squid. Do you know what I found really funny was the letter? Was the letter from? Oh God, who was again? Forgot his name now. The former attorney of Otter Creek. God, what was his name? Why have I forgot his name? It just shows you how important he is. Oh, I can't remember his name. Crap, what was his name? That doesn't matter anyway. This is what gets me. All right, he's basically He's added the letter to the filing document. Worm, there you go. Thank you, Amabel. Right? How stupid are you to add a response, like to show that you're actually contacting other lawyers, all right, and then you add that response to your motion? I would have never done that. I would have never, ever, ever added that to the motion, because that just shows that I'm trying to I'm trying to fuck this. Oh, pardon me. I'm trying to mess this system around. And the fact that Worm turned around and she went, "Yeah, I'm not touching that with a barge pole, sunshine." Yeah, Ken. If that happens or doesn't, I don't really care. That's none of my business. That's a domestic. That needs to be taken up to with a divorce attorney if that happens. So, I don't really care. That's none of my business. What happens in their relationship is their business, not mine. Simple as. Actual fact, I don't know. Maybe with a lot of the amount of jobs that she has to work, with all the money that's coming in, she probably have a better life. But anyway, there you go. But that's my personal opinion. Um, but what happens in their relationship has got nothing to do with me, and I'm not getting involved in their relationship. I think it's bad enough as it is. They don't need everyone else getting involved in that. That's one thing. That's where I draw the line. I won't get involved in their relationships. But the fact that that she's supporting that type of behavior, that there is classified as enabling bad behavior. And we're talking about an infant. We're talking about an adult who acts like an infant. But there you go. Hey, Squid, are you still here? Oh, Squid. And and also I totally forgot to mention good news about Eric is in the process of sorting out his mobility scooter, but obviously he has to wait. He's been very transparent with me, and he's going to let me know once everything starts working. And here's one thing I am going to ask though: if anyone knows anyone with a small generator and a converter, or doesn't, who have a small generator, or saying or you know how to fix a generator. Ali, hi, sweetheart. If you know anybody, give Eric, a shout out, and go and have a chat with him, because he's going to be needing. One thing I do remember, he's going to be needing a trailer, some sort of like conveyance where he can put the scooter on, and he's also going to need a a generator. Now, I've been doing a little bit of research on solar power and converter and stuff like that to help with it, because obviously he would have to charge the scooter, the battery. I don't even know how long the batteries last, so I'd have to do some research on that. But if anyone out there knows anyone who's got like a generator they don't want anymore, or knows how to repair generators, get hold of Eric and go and have a chat with him and see what can be done, to help him get some of this stuff fixed up, And if they can fix the generator he's already got, perfect. If they got spare parts for the future, any repairs for future, fantastic. And yeah. So that's fantastic news. And I hope Snowflower is in contact with Tat and with Eric in regards of her song. I'm looking forward to hearing that. I'm going to get hold of him as well, find out what's going on. So I'll keep you updated on that. That's for sure. Wait, what? What's this? Otter Creek, Preston found pickles and meat. Mothers of birds, I hope I can someday add them to my rescue. What rescue? You don't have a rescue. You don't have a 504. By the way, I haven't done any checks on this, but I don't think Lynette Preston's 501c3 is current at the moment. It ran out a few months ago, didn't it? And the thing is, has anyone heard or seen anything of the turtles or the tortoises that she had on the property at the time? I bet you any money they don't need, they haven't got anything there anymore. I'll bet you any money. But I'd probably win that, so don't bet. And if they have got any tortoise or turtles on there, I don't think their condition will be in a good state. Oh, Ed Lang, Ed Warrior. So you're still. Oh my word, that guy. Bless him. Bless his cotton socks. And someone made a post saying, "I think Bruce is trying to walk away from this case. Trying to walk away. He's trying to blow himself out of it. He's trying to blow himself out on every inch of the way. He is trying to sabotage this whole thing deliberately. You can tell he is. You can tell he's doing it because he's an idiot. He's an absolute idiot." All right, Sienna. Wait a minute, I got to find something really funny to send to someone. There you go. I got to send this. That's what I picture someone right now doing. Oh, God, I'm going to get a mouthful now. But it's good to see everybody. Yeah, I took yesterday was Valentine's Day, so obviously a little bit of, I did a gaming stream the other day. So I just decided to play some gaming, and boy, did I get my backside handed to me. And as you've noticed, I've cut down on the vulgarity a little bit, and I'm going to try to do that. I may slip up once in a while, but if I do, I bet. Yeah, I know it was. I bet it was right on the dot. That's why I wouldn't expect anything else from the Navy. That's probably that's probably part of the basic training, isn't it? How to use your phone and a hairdryer at the same time. Oof. Yes. But yeah. So, hi, Kathy. How are you doing? Welcome to the stream. Yeah. So yeah. Oh, by the way, remember, hit that like button. And there's a community. If you go onto the community page, you'll see a little message about like topics you want, films or games you want me to do some research on. I do apologize for coughing as well. Well, I don't apologize, but hey. But just leave the comments there. And something else, just any comments with certain terminologies in there. I was asked a question about a certain word by Mitch, who's not here today, and I appreciate it because obviously there's terminologies in America that you don't use without you don't know, like over here when you call someone a cockwomble, or spunk bucket, and unfortunately I had to delete that message, and it's not bad. All right. So, Mitch, if you see this message, nothing bad, okay? So don't panic, don't worry. Everything's fine. Yeah, like I said, right. I'd rather educate people than you know. Oh wait a minute, what's this? The two crampons are still grifting to stuff to get into the barn. Don't dominate. That just. But oh my god! Now that's a toilet I want. That is a freaking. That is a nice. That is a nice toilet. That can't be real. That can't be real. Can you imagine trying to skip? Can you imagine you've had a curry and you need to hit that? You need to hit the head really quickly, and you're trying to pull your trousers down, and you get stuck on the turtle head. I'll be right back. Darling, I've got to show you a picture in a minute. Hang a minute, let me get. I just opened the door to the rubbish out. Okay, right, come here. Okay, oh yeah. There's one of the guys just put this hit. Have a look. You know, she sent me this picture, right? Just can you imagine? You got shit. What you can you imagine you've had a curry the night before and you got to get to you got this shit on the shitter and you pull your trousers down and you get around and get caught on the turtle head. Yes, and it's not looking very pleased. Poor pet. I know. Oh, that's too funny. That's too funny. Not necessarily, Kathy. We're talking about everything, but when it comes to Bubbles or Dougal Boy, you know, I mean, he's going to be a topic of interest because you know that level of stupidity you can't really make up, really. I mean, I'm surprised that I can't get my head around the fact that he is actually a lawyer. He's threatening the judges. What do you mean he's threatening the judges? Oh yeah. I mean, what is he trying to do? The same stunt he was doing with his disciplinary board, is he? And that's going to look well. But here's the thing, though, right? This Richard Luke. Wait a minute. Let me get some bits and bobs up for you. Right, let's have a look at that. Richard. There you go. All right, let's have a little bit of. Hang on a minute. Let's have a little bit of news, shall we? Oh. Oh, right. Okay. YouTube feud escalates. FBI visit or worse for YouTube and that umbrella guy. By Dick. Oh my God. Yeah. Okay. We're not even gonna. What? Wait. What? Tribe admits guilt in fake Facebook page. Kind of fire Andrew Will Trump. Disgraced Staten Island Richard lawyer pleads guilty in 2 of 11. Oh, I missed this one. All right. Disgraced Staten Island lawyer Richard Luthman pleads guilty in 2 of 11 federal charges against him. Oof. Here come the excuses. The feds also say Luthman plotted with his co-defendants to have partner held at Pew Pew Point to collect the debt. I agreed to be part of a situation over a company dispute where an individual was threatened, Luthman said regarding that charge. He pled guilty to basically threatening someone to get money from them, but he wasn't there. He wasn't at the actual location where it took place, and there was never any conversation as how that person was going to be. Why is it there's always a freaking excuse with these idiots? I mean, like, the guy is a lawyer accused of using fake Facebook page to sway elections to Staten Island. Ooh, published in 2018. So, guys, just type in his name and you'll see a load of stuff pop up. I mean, to be honest with you, let's have a look how many pages are on him. Let's have a look at how many pages. Right, we got... Wow. So far, I'm at 14. There are 14 pages about him. 14. Oh, and he pleads for leniency. Judge sick of mafia references as trial by combat lawyers hearing. Yeah. Lawyer accused of trying to have them... Wait, what? Now, that I'm not going to mention. Wait a minute. Eccentric Staten Island lawyer busted Friday in a fraud... holding someone capped extortion schemes. Also tried to have a... Okay. Now, that's new. I'm going to send this to a couple of people so they can actually have a look at this. This is interesting. I didn't see this one. This is what we've got to deal with now. Oh, wrong one. Sorry. Right. Sorry. That's the wrong link. I'm an idiot. Let's try this one. This one. There you go. This is one about that. Wait, what? What am I doing? Why is that? Right. Copy. Yeah. Why is that? No. Oh. Wait a minute. I'm an idiot. Don't worry about it. I'm an idiot. Disregard. This is what I need to send. Sorry, for some reason it was sending both. There you go. Sorry, I just sent it. Yeah, my bad. Right. I'm not even gonna do this, but this is you're gonna have a read. Have a read on that. There you go. The link is in chat. Go and read that, and then you'll see what Deuce Boy Bubbles has brought into the little cove of idiots. Yeah, but hey, Squid, I don't think you've seen that fricker. I mean, like, and this they brought. Oh wow, this is going to be interesting. This is going to be very, very interesting. Let me just hang a minute. Wait a minute. Yeah, so that's going to be interesting because by the looks of it, this guy is quite a. I mean, I've already mentioned him a couple of times. I mean, he's an absolute clown. All right. Some parts, some parts in America, you can actually have more. You can actually fight someone as long as it's mutual combat. I think it's Seattle and somewhere else. Was it Seattle and Washington or something? I can't remember. But this clown, yeah. I don't know what's happened, but the pandemic's definitely caused some sort of issue with people. It's definitely caused some sort of issue. I think, oh boy, some of the stuff I'm reading here is a danger. Yeah, his client is a danger to. Yeah. He referred himself as Soul to his co-conspirator, a reference to the corrupt lawyer in the Breaking Bad cable series who's helped clients look. Wow. Wow. And guys, and these are the people who are representing Lynette Preston and John Cook. All right, so I think it. Well, I'm not sure. In Texas, even horses have guns. No, I think it was Seattle and no, where was it? Mutual combat. Wait a minute, mutual combat in the USA. Mutual combat is when two people. Right. Washington state is one only of two states in America where mutual combat is totally legal. Most states do not have a specific law related to mutual combat, leaving consensual fights in a sort of a gray area. Washington state, however, does have a legalized mutual combat. Is it lawful for any person to intentionally fight with another person in a public place and thereby create a substantial risk of one injured person? Yeah, no, that's in the UK. That's the wrong country. You absolute. You can go to jail for mutual combat in Texas. One of these protections is mutual combat, and while Texas does recognize the concept of mutual combat, which allows two consultant adults to avoid conviction or courage in a fight, these situations are much more rare than people think. Yeah. So it is Texas and Washington State. Got you. So it's not Seattle. Right. Don't know why I said Seattle. At the time of independence in 1776, trial by combat had not been abolished, and has never been formally abolished since. The question of whether trial by combat remains a valid alternative to civil actions has been argued to remain open, at least in theory. Various modern consult unarmed combat, which are essentially unarmed duels, though it may still few, if in modern jurisdictions, allow armed duels. Mm-hmm. So there you go. Oh, is it? Hey, listen, Americanese Navy. I don't know that, do I? I didn't. Oh, wait a minute. Yes, I do. Oh, I'll shut up. Not just that, Juliet, but they're also representing the most unprofessional way of how to practice law, and the fact that it's all come to head now. I don't think Lynette Preston or John Cook or anyone in that bandwagon were expecting. Here's my personal view on this. I don't think Lynette Preston, right, after everything she's done, with Northport, Rotanda, and everything else, when they followed Jeremy to that place, I don't think they ever thought they were going to be in so much or in such a deep issue that they are now. I wonder if Lynette actually realizes how deep she is in that hole, how far down she is. I mean, obviously John Cook doesn't, because the thing is, if he's trying to agitate witnesses, and by that I'm saying, why would he, right, go anywhere near Travis to agitate Travis to try get him to react? Because that's what they want. They want people to react. They want these people to come after him or take a swing or do something in public so they can say, look, this is what they're doing. They are deliberately antagonizing people. Um, a, a blind a blind Irish mind tester could see that coming from miles away. How to not be a lawyer in 10 easy lessons. Yeah. Yeah, it's one of those things. It is one of those things, but it's going to come to a point where you know I'm like, I haven't seen any responses from the judge, that magistrate judge, yet. So the less you hear from him, the worse it's going to be, because I've got a really funny feeling this judge is going to go to town on Deuce. Yeah, but I don't think they realized that Jeremy was going to stand his ground. Richly, Jeremy has richly concreted himself on the spot. He is standing his ground, and good for him. Yeah, yeah, exactly, Mary, exactly. And like, no, that's when hell freezes over. I doubt very, and the determination in Jeremy's face and eyes, you can tell, and the fact that he's been collecting evidence from day one. Oh, he's on vacation, is he? Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Oh, he wait, what? Hi, Eric. He did what? He called. Oh God. Do you know? This guy must be absolute. He must be an absolute idiot. He must be an absolute idiot. Well, he is an idiot. Actual fact, calling him an idiot is making idiots look bad. I think we need to find a new terminology to how to describe Deuce Boy, because we don't want to be accused of being anti-Semitic or be racist, do we? Fucking Deuce foreskin idiot. We know a song about that, don't we? My one skin lies over my two skin. My two skin lies over my free. My free skin lies over my foreskin. And my foreskin lies over my knee. So, pull back, pull back, pull back my foreskin for me. I wonder what Deuce sings when he's in the bath. I mean, richly, he could lay underwater and still breathe with the size that nose is. Can you imagine? Right? They do a remake of Jaws, and then they use his nose as a dorsal fin. Oh my god! Beezle bubbles, Beezle bells bubbles, bells beezles, beetle bubbles, beetle. That's a mouthful, Squid. I just call him Dougal Boy. Dougal Boy. Hello, you guys. Yeah. Every time I hear about that guy, the first thing that comes to my mind is "Hello, you guys." That's the first thing that comes to my head. Wait a minute. Are you sure he is not a mental stress slave? Wait, what? Oh, yeah. What do you mean, Ken? Are you sure he's not mental stress live? What you mean that he's having some sort of mental breakdown, mental health breakdown? Do you think he's having a some sort of like stress breakdown or something like that? I doubt that very much because the way he talks and everything, right? Yeah, I don't. I don't think he's having any type of breakdown. I think this is what we have seen over the last few months, right? Is the character? This is the person you're dealing with. So that should give you an idea of what, like, I got it as well. Beetle bubbles, beetle bubbles, bubbles. Yeah, yeah. But the fact that, like, I find it quite interesting, right? Is that if Michael Ford wants payment for, here's the thing. Think about it, right? Michael, this Michael Mikkel or whatever you want to call him, Vault, the one, the guy who looks homeless, right? The fact that he has stated that he wants payment before he covers any story, don't you find it strange that he's now suddenly covering the story? Does that mean he's doing it pro bono or he's doing it off his own back? Or do you think he's being paid or he's already received some money? And the fact that they've brought this absolute clown of a former lawyer, right? He needs to watch his weight, by the way. Obesity is not good for your health. I'm just saying. I'm not mocking you. I'm just saying. Right? The fact that you've got these three now together. Huh. Anyone see a pattern of bullying here? Or intimidation? Or an attempt? I do. I mean, I got asked, when was it? 2 days? Well, no, was it 2 days ago? 3 days ago? Why aren't I doing any more research and posting it? Why should I? Everyone else is doing it now because I've said, look, if you want to know the facts and truth, do your own research. The only way, right, to help people learn the facts and the truth is to get people to do their own research. It's just like Squid when she covers a court case. She'll probably might do some pre-investigative investigative research, and she'll then she'll broadcast it, and she'll already have her own opinion or a somewhat opinion about the case she's broadcasting. So that there is the research. Now, I've seen other people who don't do the research and they just broadcast stuff, and they don't research stuff, and then sometimes they'll get it wrong. And that's why the reason I'm not doing any. Well, I have done a bit of research on a couple of people, MLS being one, Richard Luthman being someone else, and then a couple of other people who've come up on my radar, who are going to stay nameless because they're not worth the credibility. And I've done some research, and I've got a couple of friends over in the States who are doing a bit of background checks as well. And it's all public knowledge. It's all public information. There's nothing unbecoming. It's all public information, and it's about the research. If you do the research, right, and you get the facts, right, no matter. Here's the thing: take the difference between the cramp. Right, let's take the difference between the crampons of what they've done and what they're saying, and everyone else. Everyone else, right? There's me. Right, there's Squid, there's Shizzy Nuts, there's the expert, there's Tug, there's Megan, sorry, not that Megan, but this Megan, all right, and then you got Jeremy Hells. Everyone does their research and they discuss what they've researched, right, and they can show you that research, yeah, simple. But when it comes to the crampons and lizard boy, all it is mouth. It's just words. It's just hearsay. It's just basically what they say you're supposed to believe. We've never seen any transparency about any of the funds, any of the donations, or anything that's gone anywhere except physical evidence. We've seen, excuse me, we've seen cement bags, we've seen posts, we've seen a fence, physical evidence. But so far, we haven't seen how much all that costs and why they only had one bag per post, right? But what we have seen is the clout-seeking evidence, where they've sent off all their pictures, their icons, and got them printed onto little flags, or spending all this money on Christmas lights and Christmas decorations and these blow-up dolls that you have on outside your house, right? And a couple of cases of beer that we know that they had on that party, that Christmas party they had. And fireworks and everything else. And all the money they've spent on gifts, not just to themselves, but to other people. Because it was all about Harley Grace, it was all about the child, and then suddenly 6 other children got involved in it. So now 5 other children got, or 5 or 6. Now you've got all these children. So why was it just about, it was all about one child, and then suddenly it became about more child? The reason being is because they wanted more money. They wanted more grifting. Right. So that's the only practical transparency or practical proof we saw. And all you have to do when it comes to everything that we've seen, all you have to do is do the research, go to Walmart, go to what you call it, Target or different places, and find out how much Christmas lights like these cost. Because we know the Christmas lights on front of the fence were solar powered. They're not electric. They were solar powered. Okay. Right, and there was not just one; there was multiple sets. So all you have to do is do the research and find out how much they cost. Just like these blow up statues, what they had. Again, all you have to do is do your research, and it will show you how much they cost. Those boots, those Timberwolf boots, they're not cheap. You're looking at about $100-$120 for them, probably even more. Right. So all this, yeah, we've got that's practical evidence. That's practical proof, right? But there's still no transparency. And the fact that you've got someone from here, from the UK, who wanted transparency about his donations, but in the same breath is still giving them and other people donations. At the end of the day, that's his choice. No one can stop him from doing that. If that person or that individual or anyone wants to give those idiots any of their money, that's their choice. We know it's stupid. We know he's getting they're taking the mick. What can you do about that? Nothing. You can't stop people from doing what they want to do. If they want to, but the whole time, through the whole thing, there has been not one shred of transparency. And it's every time they open their mouths, it's always about clout. It's always about we're right, they're wrong. It's always about anything. But they have not shown one piece of evidence. They've shown nothing. Excuse me. They've shown absolutely nothing. And I've been pointing this out for months and months and months. And then recently, people started talking about it. So why wait until recently? Why have people only recently started talking about transparency, but didn't do it months ago when I was bringing it up, when I was pointing it out, when I was seeing a pattern? You know, it's common sense. It is common sense. And the fact that they even sit on their platforms and brag about, oh, I got a new phone, I got a new laptop, I got a new this, I got a new that. I find that all this new stuff, and it's very easy to say, oh yeah, I got it gifted, I got it this gift. Well, show us then, prove it. Prove that you gifted it. Who gifted it to you? Who sent it to you? Because let's be honest with you, if you're gonna sit on a platform and attack someone and try to drag that person down and try to character assassinate that person and try to, make stuff up about that person and know full well that that person has done nothing wrong except to defend themselves. The whole time from day one, Jeremy Hales and George have been defending themselves, and that's it. Yes, here and there they've like gone F, fuck you and all that, but they have been defending themselves continuously. So you should ask yourself now this one question. Why is it that you got one party who are continuously defending themselves because of two absolute idiots, and then suddenly you've got this group of people who are enabling each other? They're confirming each other's stories by agreeing to what's being said, even though even though it can be and is a lie and dishonesty. And then you got people sitting in there, believing every single word that they say, and going, "Oh, by the way, here's some of my money that you're never going to see again." Now, could there be a RICO in that? Could there be fraud going on? Could there be deception? Who knows? Because unless there's evidence, and here's the thing, okay? Discovery wants to see every single email, every single text message, every single voice recorder, every single bit of evidence. All right. And now, why do you think, excuse me, why do you think suddenly people have got new laptops, have got new phones, have got new pads? How come everyone seems to be getting these new devices? Don't you find that interesting? Hmm? I've still got a Nokia. What was it, 8817, 8810 or whatever? I've still got a Nokia from before I deployed to Iraq in 2003. I've still got, actually, I've still got a BlueBerry. I've still got a flip phone. I've still got phones from freaking years ago. But the thing is, why is it that suddenly all these guys, what about Deuce Boy? I mean, we all know that Deuce Boy has got multiple devices. We know that. Multiple devices. You see, this is a thing that people don't discuss. People don't bring this up, and when they do, they get shut down, or their post gets deleted, or they're called conspiracists. But no one is bringing this up. Why not? Why is it that suddenly, Squid gifted me a smart TV that's got all these messages on, and it's still got accounts open from Netflix and stuff like that? Is that true, or is that fabricated? How would you know? If Squid suddenly turns around in my stream and says, "Yeah, that's true, I sent him a TV," but she says I sent him a TV, that's different to saying smart TV. Yes, I sent him a smart TV, and I forgot to delete all the accounts on that. There's a big difference in the sentences. Yeah, yeah, I sent him a TV, or yeah, I sent him a smart TV with big sentence. There's small difference that people seem to ignore. Strange, isn't it? Oh, David's giving everybody money. I mean, I've actually stopped him from coming in here. Well, not stopped him from coming in here, but I've sort of like, you know, I don't want. David Richards came into my stream once and was not very happy with me, and I basically yeeted him and I said, "Don't come back. I'm not interested." And the reason I was not interested because I saw him. Funny enough, or I think it was on Facebook or somewhere else, and he was not a very nice person. Um, and it's these like single-minded, blind individuals who don't see the bigger picture. But think about it. All this transparency. Why is it that like everyone else is transparent? Jeremy is transparent. George is transparent. Travis, Rattis, everybody, they're all transparent, right? But why is it that everyone seems to believe the crampons and the swamp lizard when they are talking richly out of their backside? I mean, if there was a lawsuit, right, it'd be their backside suing the faces for the amount of crap they talk. That's one thing people need to start doing, is actually opening your eyes and watching what's going on, because you'll see it. It's like day and night. Yes, of course they are. Of course, anything that will incriminate. Here's the thing: anything that will incriminate you, right? What are you going to do? Yeah, what are you going to do? But the thing is, it's too little, too late. It is way too little, too late. That's one thing, and they haven't realised it, that it's too little, too late. I mean, there's enough evidence on YouTube alone to bury Deuce Boy, the Crampons, Lawless, everybody, right, including Jabba the Hutt, in litigation for what they've done, what they've said. Just because just because Jabba the Hutt sits on his platform and he doesn't mention Jeremy by name, but he calls him the YouTuber, and has also shown pictures that he has involvement behind the scenes with Deuce Boy. I mean, unless you are absolutely naive and blind to what's going on. The first time I came across that numbskull, right, I knew straight away he was talking about Jeremy. Here comes a Neverport. He's a never fought a piece of oh god, what's it called again? The saying, food for thought. Here's another piece of food for thought. Why is excuse me? Why is Jabba the Hutt and all these people like Roy, whatever his name is, why aren't they on that platform anymore? Why is that? Why isn't that? Huh? Were they asking for things? Were they demanding stuff? Or is it because there is and there are moles in their camp and they're so paranoid they don't trust anyone? I mean, you've got Ray Skullcrusher, or whatever his name is, right? That guy, he must be very dizzy because he can't make his mind up on what camp he's in. I mean, it must be the lack of oxygen in the garage. And also, has anyone noticed that he's got a new vehicle, a new car? Anyone noticed that? New car, new microphone. Yeah. Why is it? What about what's his name again? There was someone else who was streaming and jumping on the bandwagon. I can't remember this other guy. It looked like he was sitting in some wooden shed, a wooden cottage shed. I can't remember his name. Where's he gone? I mean, boy, he jumped on the bandwagon really quickly and then suddenly disappeared. Here's the thing, Ken. Bubbles has told a lot of people that they're in a clear, that that he's got contact with people if it came to any legal stuff, and like you must be an absolute idiot if you're going to believe what he says. Yeah, but Vicky, Jabba the Hoot is not hut. It's Jabba the Hoot. Hoot. Jabba the Hoot. It's Jabba. Yeah, let me type it in so everyone understands that Jabba the Hoot. That's his nickname. Right? And one thing I've noticed is that people are going members only now. They're streaming members only. You know why? Because they're afraid they're going to get caught out in what they're saying. There's a lot of people who are doing that now in both camps because they don't want to get caught with their pants down. Because they know that people like myself or anyone who's got any common sense will not spend money to sit in the members only Now, when it comes to Jeremy, I would be more than content to get membership, but why should I when he's quite content to tell people as it is? You know, I mean, if I ever monetize, will I do that? Maybe. I probably will, because then I can actually speak freely, because that means that people are fully aware what they're walking into. And boy, you better be. So remember this, guys. Right? The lonely misfit with only spite, evil, and dispravity for friends. Hi, Lisa. Yeah, here's the thing, Lisa. It reminds me of. Uh, can you remember the? Oh God, when was it? It's a few years back. You know, when Freddie Starr was accused of everything, and everyone thought that he had passed away, but it turns out that he was actually living in Spain. Can you remember that? All the stories about him, and then oh God, yeah. I refuse to listen to anything. Hey, Rattus. Oh, Eric. Wait. Yeah. Rattus, any update on Snowflower? Have you been in touch with her? That's for Eric as well. Any update? Have you done the song yet? Can we hear it? Play it now. I don't know what I don't know what the wife's cooking, but God, it smells so nice. I'm actually quite tempted to go and sneak into the kitchen and see what she's actually cooking. What do you think? Shall I do it? Shall I do it? Hi, Philip. How you doing, dude? Hi. Yeah. So, but it absolutely just amazes me. It does. It really does. It really does. Right. Okay. That's brilliant. That's good. That's fantastic, Eric. Brilliant. That's good news. Yeah. So we're looking forward to you. And by the way, no speeding. Yeah. Don't get tickets for speeding, dude. Um, and I hope that you and Rattus are communicating and everything. That's good. But yeah, I did mention earlier on. I did mention about like there's a couple of other things like in regards to like your generator, for example. If anyone knows anyone with a generator or knows how to repair one, to reach out to you. So, and also in regards to the ramp for the. Uh, oh yes, Jim Davison. Oh, do you know I've actually met him multiple times? Jim Davison is hilarious. Now, if anyone doesn't know about this guy, Jim Davison is a comedian, and I'll tell you one thing: he's a very outspoken comedian. Many years ago, there was a big military NATO exercise in Poland, and he came over and like we had obviously we had European troops and everything, and then the Brit troops, and the colonel from a different unit though, all the seniors were sat right at the front, and Jim Davison ripped them apart. He just took the piss out of these guys. It was hilarious. Yeah, so he also came to Iraq as well, so that was good. So if you ever want to have a giggle and you want to see true British humor, right? Go and check out Jim Davison. You won't regret it. Trust me, you will not regret it. I've done. Yeah, Snowden needs to contact me with whatever she wants a song. I'm not going to write random stuff about someone. Sunflower needs to reach out. Okay, not a problem. If I see Sunflower or anyone can contact Sunflower, please do. Uh, he is awesome. A man with troops, and yeah, he I can remember, God, in the 80s. Like I can remember my old man telling me that he found him hilarious. It was Dave Jim, my the best comedians, right? Is Lee Evans, Jim Davison, and Chubby Brown. Chubby Brown. Oh my God! If you thought I swore, you need to go and listen to that guy. Oh God, I'm considered an angel compared to him. That's for sure. Yeah, and I also had the pleasure many years ago. I was CL's driver years ago, and we had to go to a certain camp in God. That took us hours to get there, right? And I actually met Roy Castle. You know, Record Breakers, Roy Castle. I actually met him. So yeah, so there you go. Yeah, rats. Yeah, not a problem, mate. Not a problem. But anyway, guys, um, I'm gonna start breaking it down now. I'm gonna start calling it a day. Um, Obviously yesterday I missed one. There's a couple of changes as well, which probably people have not noticed yet, or have, or probably won't. But um, so yeah, I'm going to be in touch with my pretty at some point, hopefully sometime this afternoon or this evening, and then she's already sent me a couple of links about some true life events. Oh, is it the tailgate? Right, there you go. That's the word I was looking for. Tailgate ramp. Yeah, there you go. Uh, yeah, yeah. So, um, but yeah, yeah. But yeah, Eric. Keep it up. Keep it updated, buddy. Yeah, and we're so glad that we've got this sorted for you, and I'm really happy for you, buddy. Faulty towers. Oh, God. Manuel, come here. You- yeah, he did cheer people up, that's for sure. But anyway, guys, I am going to love you and leave you. Yeah, obviously yesterday was Valentine's Day, so I hope that everyone had a fantastic time on Valentine's Day and didn't eat too much chocolate. And all I can say is thank you very much for being here. Thanks very much for the support and for popping in. And remember, you can always support me by subscribing. Well, you are already. And if you're sitting on the outside and you want to come and join us in a good environment, good atmosphere, then come and join us. It doesn't cost you anything. So I hope everyone has a fantastic weekend. I probably will go live tomorrow. Not sure. See what happens, and I'll keep you updated. I probably might put a post up on the community site just to let you know what's going on. But if you do want us to do some research on any films or anything like that, like this morning, I was a little bit bored, so I watched the film Scully about the miracle in the Hudson River. And if you want to go and hang out with Squid is streaming in 11 minutes. I mean, it's very detailed there. Actual fact, 11 minutes and 32 seconds. So if you want to go and check Squid out, then please feel free to go and do so. Right? Yeah, she does. Yeah. So there you go. And like I say, I don't. Like a lot. I've been asked why don't you link people's streams and stuff like that. Well, I only do it if I want to. It's not because I don't dislike anybody or I don't feel like I should, but I do it because I want to. Yeah, there you go. It's nothing bad. It's just mine. Yeah. So anyway, guys, obviously you know what to do. Start collecting all your private belongings, and that also includes any blow-up dolls and puncture repair kits and anything else. Start collecting all your personal items, get ready, and make your way to the exits. And I do bid you all a fantastic weekend, and I'll talk to you soon. And remember, be nice, and don't believe the crap. Let the judge deal with it, because that's going to be fun. Nah, don't don't worry about it. Anyway, you take care, guys, and I'll see you on the flip side. You have now 2 minutes. Yeet.